My parents weren't fluent in English, so in school I had to be independent and take initiative, and that's how I handle every project I get.
Hey Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah, hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6.
Eagle Eye has done a great job.
Welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6.
We are just having a great time here in Auburn, Alabama. The party is not over yet.
Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Good evening, and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Allison Thomas.
And I'm Johnny Candier. Thank you for joining us. 2 people are dead after a mass shooting in a crowded downtown area of Montgomery Saturday night. Police in Montgomery say rival gunmen opened fire on a crowd of people in a busy nightlife district before midnight. 14 people were hurt, 5 with life-threatening injuries. The 2 victims who passed away have been identified as 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalonda Williams. Investigators are now interviewing potential suspects. Montgomery's police chief, James Boyce, said they have recovered some weapons at the scene. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed confirmed that the shooting took place with, quote, 5 police units within 50 feet of both sides. A $50,000 reward has been offered for anyone who may have information leading to an arrest.
The city of Auburn is still mourning the death of Dr. Julie Gard-Schnelly, leaving question marks about the safety of Auburn parks. But possible advancements are being made. Eagle Eye reporter Morgan Sims has the story.
It's been about 21 days since the shock stabbing in Kiesel Park, raising many concerns to members of the Auburn community. To ease some of these concerns, the Auburn Police Department and the Auburn Parks and Recreation Department are collaborating to enhance security features in their parks. Following the murder of former Auburn professor Dr. Julie Gard-Schnelly, Auburn residents have many questions and concerns about their safety in Auburn parks. In a recent press release, the city claimed they are working on security in parks and facilities. The city council declined to release any specific details and said, quote, "The security enhancements from our press release have been in the planning stages for a while, but we don't typically discuss specific security measures or capabilities in greater detail than in the release, in part to help ensure their effectiveness." The possibility of more security brings a newfound hope in many Auburn residents and a sense of relief.
My thoughts about the new security features in the park are that it's just going to be a benefit for everyone that wants to enjoy the parks in this area. I don't see it as an invasion of privacy. I see it as, again, an added sense of security where we felt like we lost some.
City officials say that Auburn community members could expect to see new equipment deployed in their parks in the near future. For Eagle Eye TV, I'm Morgan Sims.
Be on the lookout for increased security features in your local parks.
Along with Halloween, the month of October is also a month that raises domestic violence awareness. To spread the message, Auburn hosted a Red Flags on the Green event. Eagle Eye reporter Morgan Sims tells us more.
As we head into Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Office of Equal Opportunity Compliance wants the Auburn community to know that they're not alone. Red Flags on the Green, an event organized by the Office of Equal Opportunity Compliance, provided interactive activities to inform the public about what red flags are in any kind of relationship. Alexandria Reese, the director of EOC, put together a game that encourages students to think while learning about the importance of healthy relationship habits. So our office, the Office of Equal Opportunity Compliance, decided to host this event here where you have to fish out a ping pong ball with a certain trait on it or a red flag type of feature. So I picked out jealousy, and then in this sea of red flags over here, you have to find a correlating activity. So this one that I was able to pick out was consistently accuses you of flirting or cheating without any proof or evidence. And so that matches with jealousy. And then students, once they have matched one, they can win a prize.
There were 10 registered offices and organizations in total that partner with EOC to promote positive change. Many students were able to ask for advice from all types of domestic violence situations. Some students are even grateful to have had this experience.
So we did a lot of kind of like a Jeopardy kind of thing where they asked us questions and we did whether it was red flag or white flag. That was super fun. It kind of showed us how some things can be big red flags to leave and some just kind of on the fence.
If you're a victim of domestic violence or you're experiencing domestic violence, don't be afraid to reach out to Auburn Campus Safety and other resources. For Eagle Eye News, I'm Morgan Sims.
To also support Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Office of Equal Opportunity Compliance encourages people to wear purple.
Halloween is just around the corner, but the Opelika Haunted Walking Tour is here now. It's that time of year again, with Halloween just weeks away. Opelika Haunted Walking Tours is in action on campus. The walking tours are led by paranormal tour guide Brandon Stoker and author John Mark Poe. They told several haunted stories about various places around campus, many told from personal experiences. After his various appearances in The Walking Dead, Brandon Stoker is built for this.
Favorite story is
Opelika
probably
Haunted
the one
Walking
where we
Tours
just
will
talked about
continue.
when we got the new evidence from inside the chapel, LiDAR evidence showing a void where there shouldn't have been one, and it looks like it's in the shape of a human being crouched down.
It's a great time meeting Brandon Stoker. He's a really cool guy and he's very knowledgeable about paranormal activities.
Too far. There. You got it.
Opelika Haunted Walking Tours will continue its tour all throughout October. Visit the Auburn Opelika Tourism website for more details. When we come back, you'll get a weather update from Eagle Eye's Gavin Dimmitt. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I am Gavin Dimmitt, and here is your weather outlook for this week on the Plains. Today we saw gloomy skies, and unfortunately, it is looking like it will be the same tomorrow. Tomorrow is expected to be fairly humid with a high of 84 and a low of 68. The sun will try to come out on Wednesday, so expect a high of 86 and a low of 69. Thursday, we take a shocking turn, heading into the mid-70s. We predict a high of 74 and a low of 67. On Friday, expect the similar weather, with a high of 73 and a low of 59. Fall break is really living up to its name with these lowering temperatures. On Saturday, we expect a high of 78 and a low of 57. Make sure to bundle up for the big game that night. Finally, on Sunday, expect sunny skies with a high of 78 and a low of 55. Zooey mama, that took a sharp turn during the middle of the week. Hopefully you are excited to get extra cozy because sweater weather is officially here. That's all for your weather outlook this week. We will be going back to the desk with Johnny and Allison when we get back. As always, I'm Gavin Dimmitt. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I've taken 25 selfies in the last 10 minutes.
26.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. More than 200 trekkers are still waiting to be rescued on Mount Everest after an unseasonably heavy snowstorm pummeled the Himalayas over the weekend. Several hundred hikers were trapped 16,000 feet above sea level after the storm blew in on Friday night. The snowstorm comes as China begins celebrating a week-long national holiday, with many traveling to Everest as a vacation. On Sunday, Chinese state media reported that 350 people reached a small township in Tibet. Hundreds of local villagers and rescue teams have been deployed to help with the operation.
Many farmers across the country have reported surging financial costs as countries hit back at tariffs imposed on them. Now, President Trump is considering a bailout to help these farmers. CNN's Aaron Hedgerty has more about what farmers are doing to combat these rising costs.
Soybeans are coming out of the ground here in northwest Washington County.
Just getting a good start in the last week, and they came along pretty quick with the warmer temps.
Although the wet conditions Sunday meant most chose to shut down harvesting for the day early, including Greg Hogermeyer.
Today, these got just too tough with these light showers. But that's what we harvest, that little soybean.
The hard part comes after harvesting.
If we're not able to move a certain amount offshore, there's more here than we're going to utilize internally. That will cause further price decline.
And the cost to plant next year's crop? That's up.
It's a bigger challenge for younger operators than older that maybe don't have a little bit of reserve to work off of.
President Donald Trump has suggested issuing payments to farmers. Reportedly, it could be more than $10 billion worth. Although Hogermeyer said most would take it amid a trade war.
We would much rather have a market and get our revenue there than we would from the government.
Southwest Iowa farmer Joshua Mansky says the same.
We're in this to produce a product that's needed in order to sustain the rest of the world here.
He traveled to D.C. a month ago with the Iowa Farmers Union in part to discuss the impacts of the government's trade policies.
A little bit of a self-inflicted wound here. For a lot of producers, it's trying to survive into the next growing season. That may not come because of bad markets.
Earlier this year, farm bankruptcies reached their highest rate since 2021.
Former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez is being blitzed with legal issues after being stabbed. The TV sports analyst is now facing a felony charge for an incident over the weekend. Indianapolis authorities originally charged Sanchez with 3 misdemeanors. He is now charged with felony battery involving serious bodily injury. That carries a maximum sentence of between 1 and 6 years in prison. Sanchez was in Indy to call Sunday's game between the Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders. According to the prosecutor, early Saturday morning, Sanchez and a 69-year-old truck driver got into a fight over a parking space, and Sanchez was repeatedly stabbed. He was taken to the hospital where he is reportedly in stable condition. A detective says Sanchez told him that he couldn't remember much about what happened and didn't remember who was involved. Sanchez made his NFL debut with the New York Jets in 2009. Between then and 2018, he also suited up for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, and the then Washington Redskins. When we return, you'll get a political update with Eagle Eye's Tessa Allen. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Yeah, Sam, Elmo. Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still has to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
You know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how the dog was looking at me?
Good evening and welcome to Eye on the Hill. I am Tessa Allen, here to give you an update on all things politics. On Sunday, a Trump-appointed federal judge in Oregon temporarily blocked the deployment of the National Guard members from anywhere in the U.S. to Portland, Oregon. Coming one day after the same ruling was made on blocking deployment of Oregon National Guard to Portland, Judge Emmeritt once again blocked the deployment of the national troops, this time from California, from entering Portland. President Trump ordered Californian troops to Portland to address what he states as out-of-control crime in a war-ravaged city and protest over the Trump administration immigration enforcement. Judge Emmeritt, who was appointed by the President Trump, said there was no evidence that recent protests in the city made the presence of federalized National Guard troops necessary. Oregon's Governor Tina Kotek said the president's move to send the California National Guard to intentionally circumvent Saturday's ruling. The Trump administration plans to appeal both of these rulings, saying the National Guard is needed to protect the ICE agents trying to carry out their work. The Trump administration had just ordered for 400 Texas National Guard troops to Portland to counter the 2 blocks from the judge. No words have been mentioned on if the U.S. District Judge Emmeritt will also block the deployment of the Texas National Guard. Protesters are outraged, saying their freedom of assembly is being violated by the Trump administration, causing sparks around the country on protest and where it stands with the First Amendment rights. After a 3-month recess, the Supreme Court returns with a heavy agenda for the new term, with many cases that challenge President Trump's executive agenda. Karen Kaffa reports from Washington.
The Supreme Court did not get much of a summer break, weighing in over the last 3 months on a number of emergency cases around President Donald Trump's administration and its policies. Now the court's new term, which opened on Monday, also features a docket loaded with key cases that will tackle how much power the president has under the U.S. Constitution and some hot-button social issues. This week, the court will hear another case regarding transgender rights. The justices will hear a challenge to a Colorado law banning so-called conversion therapy, the discredited practice that purports to convert gay or transgender people to be straight, by a licensed counselor in the state who says such restrictions violate the First Amendment. Later in the term, the court will hear arguments in a case involving transgender students playing on school sports teams that align with their gender identity. In November, the Trump administration's trade policies come into focus as the justices consider whether President Trump overstepped his executive authority when he implemented sweeping global tariffs. A federal appeals court ruled this summer that the power to impose taxes is one that belongs to Congress. December and January will bring arguments on 2 cases brought by leaders at independent government agencies who were fired by President Trump Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook and a former Federal Trade Commissioner, and whether the president overstepped his authority there. A unanimous decision by the court back in 1935 has protected such commissioners from the whims of the White House. Also on Monday, the Supreme Court rejected an appeal of the criminal conviction of Ghislaine Maxwell, the accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein, currently serving a 20-year federal prison sentence. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
As the Supreme Court goes back into the term, it is important that we stay informed on the rulings of these cases that can directly affect colleges and universities on issues of diversity in admissions policies and economic practices. The federal government continues to be shut down after the failure to pass a bill funding government services. Here is Speaker of the House Mike Johnson speaking on bringing lawmakers back to work.
I'm anxious to get my folks back. And look, I want to bring the House back into session and get back to work, but we can't do it till they turn the lights back on. We need Chuck Schumer to reopen the government, and as soon as he does that, we'll bring everybody back here.
Members of the Senate are continuing to meet to discuss an agreement on the bill, but until then, it is unknown to when the government will reopen to resume congressional lawmaking and payment of federal workers. And that is all for political updates for today, but when we come back, you'll get a business/consumer update from Allison and Johnny. I'm Tessa Allen with Eye on the Hill, and you're watching Eagle Eye News at 6. We'll be right back.
We need to go meet the guys. I'm lit. Can you drive?
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different.
Or that the projections would be flood. Next Thursday?
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. The countdown to Halloween may be getting spooky for your wallet. The Trump administration's tariffs are having a terrifying effect on Halloween prices. Spending is still expected to be robust, according to the National Retail Federation. It says shelling out for Halloween costumes, decorations, candy, and greeting cards could top a record $13 billion. But CNN's Natasha Chen spoke with retailers who say those higher prices will come with less variety.
We do have a kid one right up here.
For Halloween, Reina Hernandez's 6-year-old wants to dress as Carl from The Walking Dead.
It's just ridiculous. We could not even afford this at all.
This hat would work as part of her son's costume, but it costs $30 alone.
I'd rather just do it ahead of time, little by little, you know? Paycheck from paycheck.
The show is starting! The Halloween and Costume Association says roughly 90% of Halloween products contain at least one component made overseas, most often in China. Because of tariffs imposed on most Chinese imports, suppliers and retailers say this Halloween's products will cost a little more and you'll see less variety.
We're all kind of on edge, but we're trying to stay positive.
Chris Zephyr's business, Trick or Treat Studios, designs and produces all things scary and fun.
Horror is not necessarily Halloween. It's really a lifestyle.
But the real-life horror flick for him has been the overnight jump in cost this year. In April, President Trump increased tariffs on most Chinese goods to a whopping 145%. That made a lot of people cancel production orders right then and there. Then in May, when tariffs on Chinese goods fell to 30%, some production in China resumed, but the stoppage had already caused a delay or shortage of items for the season. All told, Zephyr's tariff bill,
upwards of almost $800,000,
meant he had to lay off 15 employees.
It was one of the worst days of my life.
There's a trickle effect. Importers like Trick or Treat Studios, who design and supply costumes, props, and masks, are paying an extra 30% for everything coming in from China, which they then have to share with their retail customers.
Like Phantom Halloween, who then sells the products to customers. And the owner here is also making a tough decision about how much of the extra cost to absorb and how much to pass on.
The majority of kids' costumes have probably gone up $3 to $4. The majority of adult costumes have probably gone up $5 to $8.
Ryan Goldman's family started Phantom Halloween stores in the 1980s.
The idea is to hold as many prices as we can.
Some items made in Mexico, Vietnam, India, or the UK won't see a price hike. But anything involving plastics or textiles is predominantly made in China.
I'm not that political, so we just are dealing with the aftermath of it. And the aftermath isn't pretty.
But Zefro is clear about who's responsible.
I would love to have a conversation, closed doors with Trump, because if you really want manufacturing to come back here, you have to look at why manufacturing left and start there.
Policies and regulations, he says, that have made manufacturing in the U.S. extremely difficult and inefficient. For now, both he and Goldman have stopped bringing in items made too expensive due to tariffs. If it's $150 more for you, how much more is that for the customer?
At least $300. And that's the reason why he didn't get reordered this year.
And there are certain products like 1/6 scale action figures that Zefro won't even produce.
No one's going to spend $400 for an action figure.
The only ones available in his warehouse came in before tariffs.
So what you have here is it?
That's it. Until maybe the midterms.
You still have time to be selective about what you buy for your Halloween celebration, as the holiday is still 4 weeks away.
If you need to get in the holiday mood, Spirit Christmas is coming soon. Starting in early November, 30 new Spirit Christmas locations will open in the Northeast and Great Lakes regions. You can find decorations and gifts, plus get your picture taken with Santa Claus. Some stores will open in pre-existing Spirit Halloween locations. The remaining Spirit Christmas stores will have new locations. Spencer Gifts owns Spirit Halloween. The company launched the first 8 Spirit Christmas stores last year.
Starbucks is teaming up with Hello Kitty. Starting in November 6th, Starbucks coffee houses across the US and Canada will start featuring Hello Kitty merchandise. That includes plush toys, coffee mugs, and tumblers. Starbucks is also giving a sneak peek at its menu for the holiday season. Offering will include peppermint mocha, caramel brulee latte, iced sugar cookie latte, and iced gingerbread chai. The new menu will also be available starting November 6th. We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Allison Thomas.
I'm Johnny Canninger. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.